hasn't attended or anyone needs to watch it back, it is available for you. So there's an awful lot of information today about health and safety and the launch. So it's probably a good idea that you do have the video back to watch any of the information that you perhaps might have missed. I don't know if you prefer making notes using your handwritten style, whether you've got a pen and paper. I just suggest you keep everything all in the same place relating to your apprenticeship. So it might be a good idea just to get a folder or a notebook particularly dedicated to your learning about your health and safety. Or if you've got on your computer, maybe a folder on your desktop that you just keep adding to, just keep all your information in the same place so that it's all organised and easy to refer to, easy to find. So that's just a bit of a tip. I know that Kaz is going to be joining us, so I don't really want to start straight away. But
let me just I'll give him a quick ring, see where he's at. Just bear with me.
Thank you. That's great. So it's a nice size group, really. I think there should be on the call 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us, which is quite a nice number, really. It's great to be interactive as well. So if you do have any questions, do just jump in and just shout out. I don't know how familiar you all are with Teams. Do you go on Teams quite a lot? Yeah, I've got a nod.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to use it daily.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, lots of meetings about projects going on around the hospital.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely, the more familiar you are with it, the better it comes when you go into your endpoint assessment. You need to learn to share your screen and things like that. It's good if you can be familiar with Teams for your apprenticeship. Has everybody? I'm just thinking about your enrolment. We've actually not got. It's Toby and Michael who aren't here, isn't it? Everyone else. Yeah, so I think you've all managed to do everything that you need to do for your enrolment. So thank you very much for that. That's great. Have you managed to send your email to the training team, Zach? Because I think you've already got Bright.
Yeah, I only sent an email yesterday, but I'll reply to it now while I'm here.
Yeah, that'd be good, because if you reply to that now, then you'll be able to be set up on Bright HR and you'll be able to start doing your guided learning.
Brilliant.
Same with Kaz and Mike, if they could do the same, if you could just remind them if you do see them.
Yeah.
Because you guys have already got Bright HR, haven't you?
Yeah.
Everyone else, have you received your login details for Bright? Just because it's where you do your guided learning.
Yeah, I've received mine.
Great stuff. So you'll have to do your guided learning every month. So we'll go into it when Kaz is here. Did you say you'd called Kaz, Zach?
Yeah, he said he'd be joining any minute now.
Okay.
Or any second now.
Brilliant.
So I may go quiet at some points if you ask a question, because I'm still weighing lorries in and out. So just make you aware, I'm not ignoring you.
Okay, no worries. And Bud as well. Have you all received your logins for Bud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have, Zach, and you're nodding. Jack, what about you, Toby? Have you received your login for Bud? Yeah, Beth?
Yeah, I've received mine. Yeah.
Brilliant, that's great. So the learning that we're going to do today will require your login for Bud. So I'm glad that you've all managed to be able to log on to that. Here he is. Right. Good morning, Kaz. Is it Karis or?
Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I didn't realise I'm muted still. Kaz is easier, just Kaz.
Kaz. Great.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's been a bit of a crazy morning, unfortunately.
No worries. Do you have a camera that works so we can all see you? Or are you in a similar?
I think I do have one, but I don't think it's. I think it's playing up at the minute. 2 6. Let's have a look. Sorry, 1 sec.
So I'll start while you're sorting that. So I am Jo
sorry.
Morgan. I'm your tutor and I'll be with you for the entire journey of your apprenticeship. So I've been with Clear Quality since September 2024, and I'm a qualified teacher with 25 years teaching experience, and I love developing skills and confidence in my learners. This SHE apprenticeship is a great choice as it provides practical training and qualifications for anyone interested in wanting to invest in workplace safety. It teaches you how to manage health and safety and environmental risks needed in many industries. So I think you're all from different industries, which will be quite interesting on the call as you get to talk to people who are working in different places. So that's quite a good learning curve that lots of learners enjoy, the breakout rooms in our lectures. So yeah, companies are constantly looking for skilled professionals in this area, and this apprenticeship opens up opportunities for your career, which could lead to management or specialist roles in health, safety and environment. So it's a really good move. Oh, nice to see you. Thanks for getting your camera to work there. That's
So I
great.
got there in the end.
You got there in the end. Lovely. Thanks, Kaz.
That's all right.
So you've all made the first step to be earning, learning and building your career. And I think this is not everyone's first apprenticeship, is it? So you were just saying, Jack, weren't you, that you've done an apprenticeship before?
Yeah.
How about you, Kaz? Have you done an apprenticeship before? Or will this be your first apprenticeship?
No, I've done an apprenticeship before. I've had a bit of a interest in employment history, so I've done an apprenticeship in hairdressing, believe it or not. So yeah, a long time ago.
Hopefully you'll find this one. Well, I guess they're all apprenticeships are really useful, aren't they? But this is going to hopefully open up the doors to many different industries. They'll be looking for this kind of qualification. So yeah, today I'm going to talk to you about program launch. So we're going to learn everything about what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. There's a lot of information to take in. So these are our ground rules. It's important that you find a quiet place to minimise your distraction. It's a good idea to put your devices to one side, shut down any programs and tabs which aren't relevant to the training. So please be prepared to check your agenda and emails before the meeting so you have everything you need. I did send you all a couple of emails before this yesterday, and I think I sent out those Teams invites for the lectures as well. So it's thank you those people who've replied to those. So yeah, thank you all for being punctual. It's great that we can start back promptly when we come back from breaks as well. Also, we have, as I've said, a cameras on policy. Zach, I understand that today is a bit of a one-off, so I appreciate that. But yeah, it does help me to see you so that I know how the information is landing with you, which is great feedback for me. It helps me with safeguarding, and it's also a requirement for our funding that you do need to have your cameras on because we could be claiming funding for somebody who isn't present. So unless you have a tech issue, then thank you for popping your cameras on. If you can mute your mic while I'm speaking, that would be great. But if you do want to shout out, speak out, you just obviously just take your mic off mute and just interact, because I think we get more out of our sessions when we all just engage and chat with each other. So it says no eating, but if we're going to be on a Teams call for 5 hours and some of the lectures are 5 hours and you need snacks, then that's absolutely fine for me. So yeah, if you do want to raise your hand at any point today, then that's great. So if you have a pertinent question as we're going along, please just raise your hand and then just make sure we give everyone the opportunity to contribute, be responsive, be constructive, be positive throughout the call. And remember, we can learn from our colleagues as well as from myself. So it's really important that we're happy to share our ideas and ask questions. So remember, there's really no such thing as a silly question. So our wider curriculum covers British values, safeguarding, prevent training, equity and diversity, and numeracy and literacy. Is there anyone who's not familiar with any of those, or do you all understand what those involve? Take that as you're okay. So yeah, these areas will be discussed during regular progress reviews as well. So I will be asking you when we meet for a review, and what's your understanding of British values, and how does equality and diversity relate to what you've done this month? do you understand about safeguarding? So it's just that sort of a very wider curriculum, all apprentices, and no matter what you're studying, we all study those particular areas within our wider curriculum. So our key contacts at Clear Quality. This slide will come up at the beginning of every lecture, and it's just for you to be aware of who can support you during your journey. So most of you will have spoken to Amy at this point, or maybe one of Amy's compliance team. So Amy runs compliance. So she's the lady that chases you for signatures and to fill out forms. We have Sarah Jens Mantle as well. If you need any additional learning, she'll be available, and she's also another one of our mental health first aiders. Sarah is our Deputy Safeguarding Officer too. I'm on the team supporting learners with additional needs, so do feel free to speak to me if you have any questions relating to this. And I'm also the functional skills lead, and I'll talk about functional skills a little bit later. Okay, so there we go. We've also got our lovely Ed Johnson. Ed is our quality manager and our designated safeguarding officer. He's also a fully qualified mental health first aider. So if you do have any safeguarding concerns that you do need to flag, then do reach out to Ed. Okay, so I sent you all an email yesterday to let you know the objectives of the session. So today this is about getting to know each other. So I'm going to talk you through the programme as well, how it's going to be completed. So you'll learn about your e-portfolio, you'll learn how to use our systems, so the BUD system, and you'll also have the opportunity to ask questions. Okay. Now, when we look at EPA, we actually do have an EPA plan that you can have a look at on BUD. So I think you've all got access to BUD, haven't you? Kaz, you're nodding, that's great. So on BUD, if you go into the launch lecture activity, I think it's actually called launch lecture. If you click on launch lecture in BUD, then you've got 6 links there, and one of those links you can download your EPA plan. Your EPA plan is a little bit like the Bible. It tells you everything you need to know about your endpoint assessment. So it's got all the information on there about your assessments. So basically, when you go into EPA, which is your endpoint assessment, you'll have 3 different assessments to carry out. So basically, you'll have a multiple choice exam made up of 40 questions. This will test the knowledge that you've learned on the course. Your second assessment is a professional discussion. This professional discussion is 60 minutes with your assessor, where you'll be asked lots of questions about the assignments that you've completed. And finally, there's your project. So 3 assessments, your exam, your professional discussion, and your project. Now, at the end of your training, you'll need to choose a project to complete. So from this project, you'll write a 3,000-word report. Then you'll need to prepare a short presentation based on your report. So I don't know how familiar you are with PowerPoint and using delivering presentations, but that'll be part of one of your assessments. So are there any questions at all about your endpoint assessment? No, we're all good. There is an awful lot of information, so do feel free to just shout out if you want anything clarifying. I'm just going to send that quick email out to say who's here and who's not. So we always do that at about 10 minutes in. Great stuff. Right then, so we're going to do a bit of an activity now. So you're going to get to know each other a little bit more. Oh, here's Ruby, fantastic. So Ruby's another one of our learners on this apprenticeship. Morning, Ruby, you okay?
Morning. Yes, I do apologise. I've had a crazy morning trying to get in. I'm here now.
I don't think you're the only one. And my internet went down at 7:45 this morning. So I actually drove all the way to my colleague's house, Zoe. Drove to Zoe's house this morning and then found out that my internet was back on. So I've driven all the way back home and plugged in at 9:15. So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy morning. I think Kaz has had a crazy morning too, haven't you? So don't worry about it. So just to let you know, we are on record. You've not missed very much, but if you do want to watch the recording back at Ruby, then that's hopefully going to help for you.
Yeah, can do.
So you've just joined us at the point where we're going to get to know each other. So one of the objectives of this call today is about getting to know one another. So you're all in the same boat. You'll all be together on the course all year. And often learners decide to set up a WhatsApp chat so that you can all support one another. If anyone would like to organise this, then feel free to share your information in the chat for everyone. But for now, I'd just like us to answer the following questions. Write down your answers and then you can each present back. So, your name, the company you work for, what you do and how long you have worked there. If you can outline the requirements of your job role, list out your main duties and responsibilities. List 3 things you'd like to learn or achieve from completing this course. So what I'll do is I'll just give you probably, 4 minutes just to do this. And then we'll all take it in turns to present back. Okay. Just trying to move around because I've got the sun in my face. Sorted it. How are we all doing? Have we finished that? Anyone want to go first? Don't be shy.
I'll go first. That's not a problem. Yeah, you're right.
Thanks, Kaz. Great stuff.
That's all right. It's all right. So yeah, so my name's Karis Waldridge, or Kaz, as everyone knows me by. It's easier. The company I work for is called Chronomet. We deal with metal recycling, mostly stainless steel. So I always say it's your lampposts and things that you recognise. A lot of the stuff that we don't make it personally, but a lot of the stuff that we recycle is your normal household scrap, things that you might recognise. My job role here is I write the blends for the deliveries we do out. We sell to a place up in Sheffield called Massagalia. Blends range anywhere from about 1,000 tons to 3,500 tons. We do vessels abroad over into Europe as well. Yeah, so basically my job is making sure that once they melt the scrap, they find what they should find, which normally is 304, so it's 8% nickel, 18 chrome. That's mostly my job, is to make sure that that is what they find. It's easier said than done. I also manage the yard in Cannock, so I make sure that the lads are doing what they need to do and getting things prepared for the deliveries. Did I say I worked here for 13 years? Yeah, I've worked here for 13 years. I did have a 5-year gap in the middle, like I say, where I became a hairdresser, and then scrap metal called me back, so I ended up becoming a scrap metal man again. In all honesty, I can't actually think of 3 things I want to learn from this course. It's kind of the reason I'm here. I want to know a bit more about it and see what I can implement into my day-to-day and what I see a lot of the time in the yard. I think health and safety and things like that are always very important for our job, because it's quite a dangerous job, really. There's a lot can go wrong, and it can go wrong very fast. So I'm hoping that from this course I can gain a bit more of an understanding and hopefully be able to spot things maybe a bit better and how to deal with them as well, because we have lots of different walks of life in our yard, so there's lots of different people, a lot of different personalities. So I'm hoping that from this course I can kind of gain some knowledge about and things that I can then tweak and change and implement into my day-to-day. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that, Kaz. That's really interesting. Right. Yeah, it's definitely this course is perfect for you because it's all about you developing your role as a health and safety expert, really. So you're going to be the main man to promote the health and safety culture. So you're going to be the one, like if you're saying you're going out onto the yard and it's a dangerous situation, you want to be able to identify those hazards, don't you? You want to know exactly what recommendations to be making. So yeah, you will be definitely developing your skills in that. And it seems to me that you've got lots of opportunity. You will have probably lots of opportunity for you to complete these assignments to embed your learning that you have on the course into your workplace. So that sounds really good. Thanks for sharing that, Kaz. Has anyone got any questions for Kaz?
No, don't you dare, Zach.
I'll just one question for you. When are you going to make your blends consistent?
They are consistent. I blame the people getting them
ready. So your blends, is this to do with like the proportion of metal, different types of metal in your once it's been?
Yeah. So like I said, we will buy a lot of recycled kind of 304. I'm gonna have to use our lingo. So 304 is 18.8, but we sell 18.8. But the word in the trade is kind of, you don't make money from just buying 304 and selling 304. Right. So what we have to do is we'll buy 304 and we'll use a percentage of that. I will then add turn-ins, which is kind of like a byproduct from drilling, and well, for metal drilling, so that'll be 304 shavings. We'll add that in there. There'll be a few higher nickel items that are maybe contaminated with things like cobalt and phosphorus and boron. So I have to kind of calculate what the effects will be when it's melted, and then add some higher stuff, some lower stuff. Hopefully, once you put it all together in the soup, it's still 304, but cheaper than what we bought it for, so to speak. So yeah, that's
brilliant. The fun bit. Thanks, Kaz. That's really interesting. Thank you.
That's all right.
Anyone else want to go next? can follow that.
I'll go next because we're in the same place, so I might as well.
Thanks, Sam.
So I work in the same place as Kaz, Chronomet, stainless steel recycler. My job is I organise all the transport. So for when we're selling the material, I get the wagons in to send the material. I also deal with a lot of the export and import to and from the UK. I help a lot with the sales and day-to-day operations. So if Kaz needs something done, he usually asks me to get help the lads get it ready or whatnot. And in terms of things I'd like to learn on this course, it's definitely more spotting hazards because we have a lot on the misses here. It is very important to also understand the reporting procedures for that and also prevent them happening again and getting it through the guys' heads in the yard, how important safety is, really.
Yes, that's really good. Yeah, you'll definitely learn all about that, those reporting procedures, and also developing your training skills as well, to be able to pass on that SHE message to your workers. So yeah, that's really interesting that it sounds to me like you're on the perfect course there, Zach. Thanks for
Yeah, it
sharing.
goes hand in hand with my quality practitioner that I did last year.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing. So you're the operation coordinator, are you, Zach?
Yeah, operations and logistics coordinator.
Yeah, great stuff. Thank you. Right, who wants to go next?
I'm happy to go next.
Thanks, Beth. Go for it.
So my name's Beth, and I work for a company called Norton Mechanical. We're based on the Eurolink in Sittingbourne. I don't know. So there's some local people that might know. I've only worked here 6 months. So I'm quite new to this sort of, my job as compliance admin, and I come from more of a lettings background. So this is quite different to me. My main responsibilities are we've got a supply chain. So we have to onboard contractors, sorting out the training for the engineers, trying to think of things, sorting out the fleet of vehicles, making sure they're all, have their MOTs and services, document control. I did write some calibration certificates for all the assets and different bits and bobs that the engineers use. And I did write down some things that I'd like to learn, but I'm a bit of the same as like Kaz. I don't have much, like myself, I don't have much background in this, so I kind of want to learn everything. But we are going for our ISO 14001, so I think it'd be quite useful to get a bit more of an environmental background as well, because we've got Julie here who sort of specialises in health and safety, but we haven't got anyone for the environmental side of things. So I think I would quite like to sort of take that role on myself so people can come to me if they need to for that sort of thing.
So that's interesting. Yeah. So the E part in SHE is that definitely what your interest is. That's really, really good. Yeah. So the ISO 14001, this is definitely going to support that learning, or your learning on this course will definitely support that standard.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I wouldn't be concerned about your background not having as much experience because, to be fair, it's all a big learning curve.
Yeah.
So whatever starting point you're at, it's about the progress that you're going to make. So you'll understand what your knowledge, your skills, and your behaviours need to be on the course, and that'll be developed each time you run a lecture. And all the learning that you'll do, hopefully you'll find it really useful. But yeah, there's lots of hazards in your workplace probably that you might not even are aware of. So, like the guys have said that it's quite a dangerous place to work where they are in the recycling plant. But obviously, are you working in an office then with you being part of the compliance team, Beth?
Yeah, we're in an office.
Yeah, but you're still able to kind of organise the training of the engineers, is that right?
Yeah, organise the training of the engineers. Yeah, everything. I'm completely just office based.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be useful to just be able to, like, when people come and ask me questions, because a lot of the time I work full time, but like my colleague, she works part time. So when I'm on my own, it would be nice to not have to wait to ask her. I could just give the answers myself and feel confident in what I'm saying.
Yeah, improve your confidence. Good. All right, who wants to go next? Thanks for that, Beth.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I'm Jack. I work at Medway Hospital, and I've been here for just under a year. I'm the electrical supervisor, so I have a team of 5 under me. My role is basically to sort out the jobs throughout the day that come from the hotline with issues around the hospital, and then sort it out and give it to the guys so they can go and sort it. I'm a bit like both Kaz and Beth. I don't really know much either. So I just want to learn as much as I can.
Excellent. So you want to improve your knowledge as did you say that you're on the hotline? That's your
Yeah,
job?
so we have a hotline and then all the jobs come in, it goes onto a system and then we have to give them out to the guys.
Right. So that's you've already done like your electrical apprenticeship, haven't you? So you are familiar with what an apprenticeship looks like. Did you say it's estates department?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's and you're an electrical technical supervisor. So we've got quite a range of different types of industries, haven't we, and job roles on the call, which is quite interesting. Thank you. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Go, Ruby.
Well, I'm Ruby. I do work for Clear Quality Limited. I've only worked here about 3 months, but I am loving it so far. I do work with Joe as well. I am a compliance admin apprentice, so I mainly work on enrolling learners up and data entry as well, just helping make sure the processes just run smoothly, really. But I'm the same as the other guys. I want to learn a bit of everything. I've not a clue. So just learn a bit of everything. Take it all in.
That's it, and it would be really good because we don't actually have anyone in charge of health and safety in the office, do we?
Yeah.
So it's all about then being able to figure out, right, what actually do we need there, and put things in place. So you will be the go-to health and safety person. So, and there are also other people who've also done this this course. So you've got Darren, you've got Lexi.
Yeah.
So you've got other people as well as myself to talk to about your health and safety learning. And last but not least.
Just a quick one before. You just sent out an email with who hasn't turned up, and you put my name down there.
I've actually corrected it. I've said Toby is here.
Perfect,
Sorry.
thank you. I just had my manager call me saying, "Where are you?" So.
Oh, sorry. Apologies
Thank
for
you,
that.
Beth.
I just did. Yeah, it was very small. I didn't delete your name. Sorry, but you did turn up at 9 o'clock as well, didn't you?
That is.
Sorry, apologies. So do you want to tell me a
Yeah,
little bit more
so
about
my
yourself,
name's Toby.
Toby?
I work at Polypipe Building Solutions, which is like a plastics manufacturing company, and I've just been here over a year. I'm part of the health and safety team, but my previous experience was none, so I'm just doing the very basic stuff. So basic inspections and audits. I'm also in charge of the PPE for the whole of site, keys and fobs. And recently I've just been assigned to look after COSH for site, which is quite a process, as I found out.
Yeah.
From what I want to get from the apprenticeship is more about the legislation side of it and how I can actually turn that into something I can relay to the people in the factory. Because if you quote word for word legislation, they're probably not going to listen to you. And reinforce what I already know, because I have had some training in health and safety. So I've done the IOSH and stuff like that.
That's good. So you're in charge of the PPE and you've just been assigned to look after COSH.
Yeah.
I think you're in a good place if you've already done your IOSH as well.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thank you for sharing that, Toby. All right then. So yeah, we have had quite a lot of learners from Polypipe before. So thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your background with us. So hopefully if you do want to form a WhatsApp group, obviously that's not organised by Clear Quality, but if you do want to do that, then it's great for you to get to know each other a little bit more and support each other on the call. So yeah, you're not on your own, you are in the same boat. So it's great to get to know each other a little bit more. So let's move on to the apprenticeship details now. So this apprenticeship standard is broken down into 9 duties or modules over 12 months. Okay, so we'll have 9 lectures going forward, 9 assignments over the next 12 months. So this time next year, you'll be, it will all be moving into your VPA. So I mentioned earlier that I'm the functional skills lead. So you will be naturally exempt from functional skills, as this is only compulsory for 16 to 18-year-olds. But if you don't have your English and maths GCSEs and you do want to gain those qualifications, then I can support you through your functional skills level 2 courses. So I'll give you more details later on if you're interested in that. So funding for this apprenticeship is through your employer, provided by the government. So all the time that you're on the apprenticeship learning must be completed in your employment time. So you shouldn't be doing any learning outside of your working hours. So have you all been allocated time in your diaries to complete your learning? If not, then that's a conversation you're going to need to have with your line manager just to organise when are you going to be able to actually put the time in, because you'll need about a day a week. So are you all happy with how it's been set up internally with your line managers so far?
Not really.
Not really. Tell me more.
There's been no discussions whatsoever. We've just been told we're doing it. And it's probably something we're going to have to talk about soon.
Right. So is that the same for all of you three?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll send an email to your employer after this call, and just see if we can get a bit more communication going. What about everyone else? Do you feel okay about reaching out to your line manager to organise time? Because it's so
Yeah.
important at this stage.
I've
Go
not
on.
spoke to Amy about it yet, but it should be a problem.
Yeah,
So I should be able to.
that's good. What about you, Beth?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll just speak to my manager.
Yeah, and Jack?
Yeah, I've already spoken to my manager, and we've agreed that Wednesdays, not meant to say the word, but are our quietest days.
Right.
We said that's the best day to sort of
That's
work from
good
home
to
and
know.
do study at home.
That's really good to know. So yeah, I just put that in. So Wednesdays are your best day. If you do have a day that's dedicated to your learning, do let me know, because we can always book in reviews and one-to-ones on that day. Is there anyone else who's got a day that they know is definitely going to be their learning day you can share with me? No, no worries otherwise. Yeah, so basically, here at Clear Quality, we deliver our apprenticeship programs in bite-sized chunks, which makes it more manageable for you to work through the course. So we'll look at online lectures, guided learning, assignments, wider learning, one-to-ones, functional skills, and work-based learning. So while you're on the course, all your learning is going to be broken down into those different aspects. So every month you'll need to attend a 5-hour lecture on Microsoft Teams. So today's not as long. The lecture is only 4 hours today, but you can claim 5 hours for every lecture when it comes to claiming your hours. So if you think about the time that you spend preparing for the lecture and the time after the lecture organising yourself, then it is pretty much a 5-hour time. It's a 5-hour task in your diary to make sure that you allocate that 5 hours, even if the lecture might only go on for 4.5 hours. It's that 5 hour that you need to make sure you're dedicating towards the learning on that lecture. So our lectures will be on Microsoft Teams. Most learners find that these lectures are really useful, as you'll get the opportunity to discuss your learning with other learners in your position. So our lectures will take place on a Wednesday. Now, I did send out invites yesterday. So that's good news for you, Jack, isn't it? Because that's your day for your learning. Is there anyone who hasn't received those Teams invites for your lectures yet? Because I've had some people respond and some people haven't responded yet. I think, Beth, you can do every single lecture, can't you, apart from the 7th of October?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think, Zach, you can do every lecture, can't you? And Jack, you can do every lecture. I think, Ruby, you've accepted the first 3. Do you think you'll be able to do them all?
Oh yeah, I can do them all. Yeah, I'll have to have a look.
And it's just things like holidays booked, because
Is there one in August?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, the 12th of August.
I won't be able to do that one. That's the only one because I'm on holiday then.
Right, so you won't be able to do the 12th of August.
No.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. Really enough, I think I'm off that same week.
So who was that? Sorry, Zach and
Kaz.
And Kaz.
We're off at the same time, Zach. They're going to be screwed.
I know, but it's not our problem.
Well, what I can do is I can change that one. So can anyone else do a different day that week? Would that be a problem for you, Jack? If we reschedule the 12th of August to a different date, say but then again, if you can't do that week, you're off all week, aren't you? So we can't schedule it for the same day that week. It's going to have to be maybe the week before or the week after.
Let's have a look.
I think I can do the week before. I think I'm on holiday from the 7th to the 14th. And then the 19th is actually my birthday, so I don't think I'll be in on that day either.
Right. So 12 take away 7 is 5, isn't it? Is everyone good to reschedule so that we do the 5th of August then instead of the 12th?
I'm off the first 2 weeks.
All right. So
unfortunately, I might be able to join it from holiday, to be fair.
Oh, bless you. I had somebody in the Alps doing that the other week. Bless her. She was on a skiing holiday and she spent 5 hours with me on a lecture. That's dedication, isn't it? 12 at 7 is 19th. What about that? We could reschedule to the 19th in August, if that's any good.
The 19th is my birthday, so I think I might be away.
Yeah.
You know, August is just going to be difficult. It could just be that we watch the video for that one for just
that's fine.
the 2 of you, if that's
all
right.
Yeah, so if I have to watch something and just catch up, that's fine. I don't mind.
No worries. Thank you.
That's right.
Is everyone else okay to accept those Teams invites that have been sent out? Are you all okay? Because I've not heard back from.
Yeah, so there's just one on the 20th of May that I won't be able to, because I'm on holiday. I'll be on a plane probably. So I won't be able to join that one.
So that's Toby, isn't it? You can't do, but you can do the rest of them.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay, so if there's only one person who can't make it, with that, if you just watch the video, but if there's going to be quite a few of you off, then I will try to reschedule if possible. If you just let me know in advance, then I can do that for you. So, where were we at? So yeah, is there anyone who knows that they won't be able to make any of these lectures? Well, basically, yeah, we've managed to go through that. Good. So if there were 2 or more of you, yeah, then we can reschedule. Yeah, so we do record our lectures and you'll all receive the recording. So even if you have attended it, you'll still receive the recording because it's good for you to be able to watch it back. But if you haven't received the recording, if you haven't attended, then hopefully the recording will be helpful. But it's never as good. You'll definitely learn more by attending, as you can ask questions, you complete the activities with others. You also won't be able to watch the videos from the lecture, as these can't be seen in the recording. So if you just drop me an email, I can send you the links to the videos if you want those videos, because they don't always record from when we do the recording. So I do recommend that you try your best to attend your lectures. So once you've done the lecture, you'll need to complete the guided learning. So you'll need to access Bright HR to complete your guided learning. And I think we've said that Zach, Kaz and Mike need to email the office, email training. So once you've emailed them to let them know your personal email, then they can get you set up on Bright HR. So when you've got your login for Bright HR, it's actually called Bright Safe.
We actually already use Bright HR for.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh, is that what's done you over? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
We have to use our personal emails.
Yeah, because they used it, you can't then access Bright Safe. So it's a different one, which is a bit of a pain. So yeah, you'll have to have 2 different accounts. So if you send your personal email address to Amy in the compliance team, I think she sent you an email already. If you just reply to that just with your personal email, then she can get you set up with a Bright Safe account. So you'll need to access that account to complete your guided learning. So everyone, I think you all use, so you use your work, don't you? So This month's guided learning will be to complete an online task on health and safety awareness. So it's a very general one to start you off for your first guided learning. So you'll need to log into BrightSafe and then complete the health and safety awareness training. You'll then need to upload your certificate and upload this onto Bud. So when it comes to Bud, you all have your Bud accounts, don't you? I think, Kaz, have you got your Bud account set up? Yeah, I
think so. Yeah. I was doing some assessments the other day. I think I'm done.
Oh, oh yeah, your initial assessments. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was BKSB that you do your initial assessments on. Bud is a different one. So what Bud is the main portal that we use for everything really. It's our main system, the Bud system. BUD, Bud. So you'll be able to access all of your activities that you have to do on there. You'll be able to find out what your activities are by going to activity details, and then you'll be able to submit your work or your certificates, the proof that you've done your learning. You'll be able to use Bud to do that. So just make sure that you know how to log into Bud, and do reach out if you haven't actually got your login details. Okay. So with regards to your guided learning, you'll have around 4 courses each month to complete. So you'll probably need to keep all 4 certificates and then upload them into Bud when you've completed them all. So again, it might be a good idea just to save all your certificates in one place on your computer. And remember to claim those 4 hours for this. So again, there are 4 hours allocated to your learning for guided learning. What some learners struggle with is their hours. So if you don't claim your hours, then when it comes to your endpoint assessment at the end, you can't go into EPA. You can't complete the course unless you've logged enough hours. So I can't stress enough how important it is that when you do your guided learning, you make sure that you claim the full amount of hours. So make sure that you do claim those 4 hours for completing your guided learning. It might even take you longer. Sometimes you can get through the course in maybe 45 minutes, but if you're taking notes and you're spending a full hour on that guided learning, you need to claim that full time. So yeah, do remember to claim your 4 hours for guided learning. So yeah, if you do spend longer, then remember to log this as well. So if you've spent 6 hours, then claim 6 hours. That's absolutely fine. So we've talked about your lecture, we've talked about your guided learning. Now we're talking about your assignment. So you'll then do what we call the assignment. This assignment will basically be how you take your knowledge and skills that you've learned from the lecture and how you apply these back at work. So what we're doing here is we're building a portfolio of evidence of your knowledge, your skills, and your behaviours. And basically, you will put all of these together towards your endpoint assessment. So all these assignments that you do on the course, you'll do one assignment for each module. Can you remember how many modules we're doing? How many lectures we've got?
12?
9.
It's a 12-month course. I'm glad I've asked you the question.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of information to take in, so I do like to check your understanding. Yeah, it's a 12-month course. There are, I can see why you've said 10 because we've got 10 lectures, but we've actually got 9 assignments to do. So 9. So this is like a launch lecture. We're not really doing an assignment based on this lecture. But your first assignment starts in module 1, which is next month's lecture. Okay, so you'll have 9 assignments as part of your portfolio. So when your assignments are all marked, you'll receive a grade, such as pass or distinction. Now, some people are very happy to drive for a pass, and some people want to drive for that distinction. However, regardless of how well you do in the assignments, your final grade will not depend on your assignments. It will depend on how well you do in your 3 assessments at the end of your course. So don't worry if you get a pass in your assignment, you can still get a distinction if that's what you're going for in your EPA, because it's your endpoint assessment that gives you the pass or distinction. It's not your assignments that we do with you. Okay. Have I got any questions at all on that? Great. So all apprentices complete wider learning as part of your programme. It covers everything from British values to safeguarding, to mental health and well-being, to professional development, health and safety, to information security basics, to accuracy. Okay, so it's really broad. It develops your wider workplace skills. So people on all the different types of courses do the same types of wider learning because it's very relevant across the board. So if every year at work you already do an equality and diversity update, or a health and safety update, or an information security basics update, or you do a safeguarding course every year, as long as it was in the last 12 months and you can provide me with a certificate then we can exempt you from that module. Okay, but it needs to be a direct like for like. Okay, so if you've already done a safeguarding course and you've got that certificate, and it was within the last 12 months, send that over to me and I will just exempt you from that activity. So we won't ask you to do the same thing. This has got to be beneficial for you. It's got to be useful for you. So do make sure that you keep your certificates that you've done over the past 12 months. If you can find those, refer to them and then send them in to me. Then I can always exempt you from anything that we're going to be doing on the course. All right, so have I got any questions on that? All good so far. So every 10 weeks, I will then also invite your manager for a chat, just to see how everyone's doing, really. It really is so valuable to have employers at these reviews. So it's really positive for you, and it gives us all the chance to sit down and have a really good chat about how your apprenticeship is going and how we're progressing towards endpoint assessment. So if you're doing functional skills, any progress on those functional skills and where we're at with the guided and wider learning, and then setting targets. And those can be work-related targets or apprenticeship-related targets, just so that we look at what we want to progress over the next 10 weeks. Also, because as an apprenticeship training provider, it's our responsibility to safeguard our learners. So we will, of course, be checking in on those safeguarding, prevent, health and safety, quality and diversity, and British values issues as well. So these reviews are also providing an opportunity for your employer and me to give any feedback and raise any concerns or issues that we might have. Now, we can have them booked out for a year in advance so that they're in the diary. So does anyone see a problem in that if we wanted to organise it today so that we could book those reviews in now? Or would you all be happy for us to do that? Yeah, great stuff. I just find that if we can be really organised and we can plan them in, especially with your employer, I don't know if you've got access to your employer's calendar to know when your employer or your line manager. So it doesn't really need to be necessarily your main manager. It could be a mentor. It could be a line manager who's invested in supporting you on this course. So it doesn't need to be your direct manager. It could just be anybody who you work with who's invested in supporting you through your apprenticeship. So it could be that you might want to have a conversation with people at work. I know on the enrolment form you've filled in who your contact is and who your manager is. So when it comes to reviews, we'll probably their information is going to be on our system. But if you want us to change that at any point, if you feel like it's really difficult to get in touch with your main employer because they're so busy, then we'd much rather have somebody who was able to attend those with you. So I don't know if you have access to their calendars, if you're able to help organise these reviews today. But yeah, if you could type into the chat the best day of the week and if morning or afternoon that works for you and your employer to attend a review, then I'll use that information to invite both yourself and your employer onto those reviews for the next, well, for the whole course really. So it says every 8 to 12 weeks. We'd sort of go every 10 weeks. So I'll put obviously meeting requests in. If you want to just decline them if you can't make them and suggest a different time, just propose another time, then I can always reschedule. But if you could just tell me what day would be best and whether mornings or afternoons would be best, then I can get those put in the calendar after this call. So yeah, you will need 4 reviews over the course of the year. So I'll send these invites to everyone after the call. And then do let me know if you need these to be rescheduled, and I can do that for you, no problem.
Can I get back to you on that? I'll need to have a chat with them first.
Yeah, absolutely, that's fine, yeah. It does say 8 to 12 weeks, so for us to be compliant, we absolutely must have a review with you at every 12 weeks. We can't go beyond that 12 weeks, otherwise we fall out of compliance. So we tend to say 8 to 12 weeks, so we aim for 10. Okay, so let's just look. Yeah, if you can't tell me now a day or time, then that's absolutely fine. You can just get in touch with me after the call and let me know what days or what dates, so that we can book those in for you. Okay. So we are ready to move on. So once you've completed all the learning, you'll have gateway sessions. So this is where you'll look through all of your assignments. So if you notice, when I've sent out Teams invites, you've got module 1, module 2, all the way up to module 9. And then the next month it says gateway. So during that gateway call that we'll all attend after your lecture number 9, module 9, you'll have your gateway call. So we'll all work through what you're going to be doing for EPA. So you'll look through your assignments, which becomes your portfolio of evidence for your professional discussion. You'll need to complete a mapping document to make sure that you're happy with everything in your portfolio. Make sure it includes evidence for all the knowledge, skills and behaviours that you've been taught on the course. And you'll be asked about this in your professional discussion. Now, it is quite a long way away, so don't worry about understanding everything that I'm talking about today. Any questions, just ask me later. So you will be asked about all kinds of things to do with your knowledge, skills and behaviours in your professional discussion. So it's just about preparing you for that professional discussion in your gateway calls. So in these gateway sessions, you'll also have mock discussions with me, so I can do a practice professional discussion with you. The more practice that you have talking around your portfolio, the easier you'll find your endpoint assessment professional discussion. You'll also need to decide what you're going to do for your project. So any reasonable adjustments that you might require will then be discussed before you are submitted into your endpoint assessment. So I noticed that nobody on the call has declared that they've got any additional learning needs. However, if you do find that you do require support further down the line and you want to discuss that with me, then that is something that we can offer, and also reasonable adjustments can be made in your endpoint assessment. So yeah, we tend to use acronyms, don't we, a lot, and EPA basically just stands for endpoint assessment. So to submit you into your EPA, you must have completed at least 12 months of your apprenticeship training, 24 hours per month of off-the-job training. So that basically means that you've got about 305 hours to log over the course of the 12 months, and 24 of those hours will be off-the-job training. Oh, and here's Zoe. Morning, Zoe. So Zoe Beatty is our development lead. She's joining us today. You join all the launch calls, don't you, Zoe?
I do. Morning, everybody.
All got the mics on.
Morning.
Morning.
So we've got everybody who's attended apart from Mike, who's off at the minute, isn't he, Mike? So yeah, so far we've got to know a little bit more about each other. We've gone through the guided learning, the wider learning, your reviews, your gateway sessions, and now we're on to EPA. So
Fabulous.
So anyone, if Zoe is able to answer any questions for you, if you've got any questions that I can't answer, then I'm sure Zoe will be able to chip in. So thanks for attending, Zoe. So yeah, it's 24 hours per month of off-the-job training. You need a portfolio of evidence, which is made up from your assignments on the course. and you'll have a final review with your trainer and manager where you, me, and your employer will need to agree all that you've reached your required standard. So when you go into EPA, you'll be assessed. You'll be assessed by an external organisation, not Clear Quality. So this organisation for you will be called OAL. This organisation determines if your final grade is a pass or a distinction. So again, even though you might get a pass for your assignments, it doesn't mean to say that you're not going to get a distinction from your EPA, from your external organisation. Okay, so their judgment of you, whether it's a pass or a distinction, will be based on those assessments. Can anyone remember how many assessments you'll have in your EPA? We did cover this, didn't we? Don't worry, there's a lot of information to take in. There are 3 different assessments. So you've got your knowledge exam, you've got your professional discussion, and you've got your project. All right, so you'll get a pass or a distinction based on those 3 assessments. And who is it that's going to be assessing you? Is it us or is it OAL? It's OAL. All right, so we're going to move on to a discussion now. So we're going to split you into breakout rooms. And so if you want to do a screenshot of the questions that are on here, it just gives you an opportunity to really ask any questions that you might have just to check your understanding, because we've gone through so much so far. So once you've done that screenshot, I'll put you into breakout rooms and see if you can answer these questions. I'll bob in as well, see how well you're doing, but I'll probably give you about 10, 15 minutes for this. Okay. Okay, I'm opening the rooms now.
I'll volunteer.
Go on, Zach, thank you.
It'll be 9 modules through Teams training, each 5-hour lectures.
Excellent. And in between those 5-hour lectures, what will you have to do?
24 hours off the job.
Excellent. And also, what type of learning?
Guided.
Excellent. Guided learning. How many hours do you do for guided learning?
Was it 4 hours?
It is, yeah. And then you've also got wider learning to do as well. Okay. So you've basically got lots of e-learning to do, as well as your assignments, as well as your off-the-job hours in between those lectures. Brilliant. So how long does the programme last? Let's pick on Beth. Go on.
It lasts a year, and then you have 16 weeks for your EPA.
Excellent. Yes. So basically, we've got 12 months on programme. So your training date is the 25th of March. That's when we'll be submitting you into EPA. And then from that point, like you say, Beth, it will be 16 weeks you'd normally have to complete your project. The EPA is actually 22 weeks because that allows for any resits. But we'd aim to get you in for your assessment date within that 16 weeks. So you'll have that project completed at that point. So yeah, it's a 12-month course, but it actually does go on for another 16 weeks, 16 to 22 weeks after that, just to be aware. What evidence do you need to produce on programme? Can you tell me, Jack?
I can't remember what we said now. Was it your off the job hours and your portfolio?
Yeah, you'll need to create a log for all your off-the-job hours, yeah, and you'll need to create a portfolio. What's your portfolio made up of?
I can't remember.
Do you want to phone a friend?
Yeah, please.
Who wants to support your portfolio? Go on, Ruby.
Knew you were going to do that. I really don't know. I would love to help, but even I'm a bit.
So your portfolio of evidence is made up of all your assignments. So how many assignments will you have over the course?
Is it 9 for each module?
It is 9, one for each module. So you've got 9 modules, so you've got 9 assignments. So your 9 assignments all come together in a portfolio of evidence that then we send over to your endpoint assessment organisation. They look at the portfolio of evidence, they look at all your assignments. Do they say, oh, right, you've got a pass in everything, I'm going to give you a pass? Is that what they do? How do they make their decision based on, what do they base their decision on, whether you're a pass or a distinction? Say again, Toby.
That was me, sorry. They judge it on your EPA.
Excellent. Your 3 assessments, your knowledge test, your professional discussion, and your project. So what do you need to do for your EPA? You've basically got those 3 assessments. And when should you be completing your apprenticeship work? Toby?
At work on the.
At work, yeah, absolutely. So it's all about making sure that your employer gives you that opportunity, that time during your working day to complete all of your assignments, all of your e-learning, all of everything that you're doing needs to be done during work time. Has anyone got any questions on what we've done so far? Are you all feeling a bit more confident with that? There's a lot of information there. Right then. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a bit of a break now, a bit of a comfort break, 20 minutes. If I say we come back in 20 minutes, so if we come back at 11:15, is that good for everyone at 10:45? Brilliant. And then you can, when we come back, I'll be testing you on everything that you've learnt so far. No, don't worry, I won't. I just go and have a nice cup of tea. See you soon.
See you in a moment.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See you. Hi, Beth. You right?
Hi, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, good. How are you feeling about the whole course?
Yeah, no, good. Quite a lot to take in at the moment, but
Yeah,
I'm feeling positive, so it's good.
good. Hopefully it's not too overwhelming. Lots and lots of
No.
information, but
Yeah.
yeah, good that you're feeling positive.
Yeah.
How are you both feeling about the course so far, you two?
Feeling pretty
Yeah,
good.
good.
Yeah, good. No worries. I know there's a lot of information to take in, so it's good to have breaks. So we'll carry on. So we're going to move next on to what's covered in the SHE course. So yeah, on this apprenticeship, you'll gain a full breadth of knowledge and skills, which will make you feel more confident being the go-to person in your workplace for health and safety. So yeah, if you are the only person in your workplace who's basically leading health and safety, then that could be quite onerous. So we'll do as much as we can to support you to get you into a confident position to be that person. Just aware that Kaz isn't back yet. Are you there, Zach? Because obviously I can't see you. I don't want to launch straight into the learning. Thank you everyone for coming back so promptly. All right, so yeah,
Sorry
you'll
about
be
that. You're right.
no worries. So you'll be learning to promote a positive health and safety culture by delivering training to your colleagues to raise standards in health and safety. Don't know how you all feel about that. Has anyone got any experience of training? A little bit, Kaz, yeah. No one else? You'll learn how to set up, run and monitor the SHE systems in your workplace. You'll learn about your SHE policies and processes and how to apply the guidance from your industry. You'll become more familiar with safety information on how to use, store, handle and dispose of products that you use in your workplace. You'll learn how to assist in SHE inspections, and you'll be monitoring and analysing and reporting SHE-related issues in your workplace. So you'll learn to lead by example when it comes to health and safety performance, and you'll be preparing and maintaining those SHE records, such as risk assessments, accident reports, and so on. So does anyone have any questions about this? That's basically what we're going to be doing over the next 9 modules. Okay. So your learning objectives are going to be broken down into 3 areas: your knowledge, your skills, and your behaviours. We call these our KSBs. So your knowledge is what you must know, the theory. Your skills are what you must be able to do, which is the application. And the behaviours are how you must conduct yourself. So for each of your lectures, you'll learn specific KSBs. You'll cover each of these particular KSBs in your assignments and your portfolio of evidence. So we can do that in a whole variety of different ways when we're looking at those assignments. We could do written assignments, we could do an observation, we could do videos or audio record ourselves. So it's about thinking creatively about what you're currently doing in the workplace and how can we capture that. So it doesn't have to be like a, 500-word essay every time you do an assignment. We need to think about what works best for you. So you could run a mini project, lots of different ways to generate your portfolio of evidence. But that portfolio of evidence is a mandatory requirement of going into endpoint assessment. So we need to require that you cover every KSB at least twice before we hit that endpoint assessment. Okay, so this is your curriculum plan, which you will be able to download this from Bud. So we're now at number 1, the launch lecture. 1 month later, we'll be at number 2. So there's a month between each of these numbers. So between each lecture, you'll need to complete the guided learning, the wider learning, and also attend a one-to-one with me if you need to. So number 2 is your first lecture, which is on legislation and regulations. Number 3 is your second lecture, which is on the ISO standards. So that's quite relevant for you, Beth, in particular, isn't it? Number 4 is your third lecture, which is on risks and hazards. Number 5 is on stakeholders. Number 6 is on accidents and emergencies. And number 7 is about theories in accident causation. So after your 9th and final lecture, which is at number 10, then you'll go into Gateway. So over the following 3 months, while you're in Gateway, you'll be preparing for your endpoint assessments, deciding what to do for your project, completing those practice knowledge tests, and rereading your assignments so that you know how to prepare for your professional discussion. So I hope this document will help you to understand what you'll learn over the course. It also gives you a good overview, and you'll probably want to share this with your employer. Are there any questions? So like I say, you can download that from Bud. Do recommend you share it with your employer just so that your manager knows what you're going to be doing on the course. So for example, if you're talking about auditing, for example, in the 9th lecture, you know when that's going to be. It's going to be on the 2nd of December. What auditing opportunities might there be available for you if you're thinking, you know, if you can forward plan and think about maybe making those assignments, making sure that you've got opportunities to do those assignments within the next 12 months. It's all about the more forward thinking you can be, the better. Okay. So at the end of the lecture, I'll show you how to download this curriculum plan from Bud. But if you need me to email this over to you, then please do reach out, then I can send that over for you, no problem. So we're going to look at off-the-job training now. So off-the-job, OTJ, we call it. So when I refer to OTJ, that's what I mean. OTJ is off-the-job training. So OTJ is absolutely anything that you do with me. So that could be time spent in lectures. That'll be OTJ, 5 OTJs, 5 OTJ hours, off-the-job hours. Time spent on your guided learning. So can you remember how many hours OTJ that is for your guided learning?
4.
4, thank you, Zach. And wider learning as well, that's classed as OTJ. Time spent completing your assignments. So if you spend maybe 6 hours completing your assignment, then you'd need to log that as 6 OTJ hours. Time doing gateway sessions. So gateway sessions are a little bit like lectures. So again, if it's time spent with me, then that's time to claim for OTJ. Any time that you spend doing any mock papers, you know, there was mock knowledge test exams, there was multiple choice questions, claim that as off the job as OTJ. Any EPA prep that you do, it's all classed as OTJ. So any time that you spend in a session with me or doing work that I've sent you as part of the apprenticeship, that all classifies as OTJ. So any time that you spend at work applying the knowledge, skills and behaviours that you're taught on the apprenticeship standard is also classed as OTJ. So your OTJ is always time with me, but you can also claim OTJ at work. So this is the tricky bit. So you might want to make some notes about this. So for example, if I teach you about something and it's not something you normally do, and you've done your assignment on it and you start applying it more in your day-to-day work, that's classed as OTJ. So every time you apply the new knowledge, skills and behaviours that you've been taught, that classifies as OTJ. You're implementing something new. You've never done it before. Anytime you take part in any coaching or shadowing or mentoring or training at work, it's all learning. So it's all classed as OTJ. So your employer really will be contributing towards your OTJ as well, not just your training provider. So this classifies as OTJ because it's new. Doing your day-to-day business is not OTJ. So if you take on a new role or a new responsibility, that's new learning from a new task from somebody else, then that's basically OTJ. If you do it the first time. If you do it the second time, it's now business as usual. So the first time it was new, but the second time it's business as usual. So the first time you do something, it's classed as an OTJ. The second time you do it, you can't class it as OTJ. So what we'll do is we'll send you, in fact, I did send you yesterday, I emailed everyone about at the end of the day yesterday, an Excel spreadsheet. Is there anyone who's not received that? It's just an email to help you to log your OTJs using the system with the Excel spreadsheet. Can't see any nods or shakes of the head at all. Have you all got that email? Well, if you haven't, then just reach out and I'll send it again. But I did, yeah, that email.
Tend to wait because.
Sorry, what did you say? Go on, did you say something? No? All right, so I sent you an Excel spreadsheet. That Excel spreadsheet needs to be saved on your computer, and every time you do any OTJ, you need to log it. Now, where learners go wrong is at the end of the month, they can't remember what they've done. And it's a very common thing. They think, well, surely I've got to log all these OTJ hours, but I don't know what I've done, and I can't remember exactly what I've learned. I can't remember what time I did it or what day I did it. Well, I'd just get into the routine, into the habit of making sure that every single time you do anything that's new in the workplace that applies your KSBs, that you make a note of it straight away that same day. So as soon as you've completed your OTJ, you want to log it. As soon as you've done your lecture, you want to log it on that Excel spreadsheet. As soon as you've done your guided learning, you want to log it on that Excel spreadsheet. As soon as you've done your wider learning, log it on that Excel spreadsheet. So as soon as you've done any OTJs at all, just get into that routine of logging it. So that Excel spreadsheet will tally up all your OTJs. So nobody in 12 months' time won't be able to go into EPA because you've not got enough OTJs because you've been in the habit of logging it every time you've been doing it. So it's what it does is it enables you to see if you're behind or not. So you don't want to reach the point of EPA and think, oh, crikey, I've got 194 OTJs to find, and I've got to do that between now and next week. We don't want anyone in that position. So the more you can get into that routine of using this Excel spreadsheet, the better. So when we do our lectures, one of the things we'll do in the last half hour of the lecture of that session is we'll give you time to upload your OTJ spreadsheet to Bud. So your 5-hour lecture isn't necessarily going to be 5 hours of listening to me. It's going to be probably 4 hours, but then the final part of the lecture will be you logging your OTJ and doing all that administration side of things. So going on board and logging the the lecture activity. So every time you're doing any new tasks, I would get into the habit of keeping your Excel spreadsheet up to date instead of trying to remember it off the top of your head. Every time you attend or watch the recording of a lecture. So even if you weren't able to attend the lecture, once you've recorded, if you've watched the recording, log it as an OTJ. You need to log this on your Excel spreadsheet every time you complete any guided learning or wider learning. You need to log how long this took, and you need to update your Excel spreadsheet with what you've learned and how you're going to apply that in your job. So everything for the course that I give you to do will add itself naturally as we upload everything. Have I got any questions about off-the-job training? Actually, when you go into Board and if you're not sure what off-the-job training is, you can download a frequently asked questions PDF that explains it a little bit more for you. So just go into the activity details and more information's in there for you. But yeah, we do have a couple of videos that you can watch. We'll see if we can watch them at the end of this lecture, but I've also sent you those in that email for you to watch those back, because if you need to watch them again and again just to make sure you've understood, then that's available for you. So I'm going to put you into breakout rooms again, and I'd like you to talk about what you can use as an off-the-job training. And what can you remember from what you've just been told? Okay, so probably only just 5-10 minutes this time. So I shall open the rooms. I'll bob you in different rooms this time. Shall see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. So just to quickly recap there, we've got our Excel spreadsheet. Every time you do any guided learning, you want to log those 4 hours. Anytime you do a lecture, you want to log those 5 hours. Anytime you do an assignment, you want to log those 6 hours. Anytime you do any wider learning, you want to log those 4 hours. And also, your Excel spreadsheet is really, really useful when it comes to any work that you do that's not relating to clear quality, that's relating to what your employer supports you with. So it's about making sure that you plan to speak with your employer following this call, share with them the curriculum plan, and just see if you can organise for those opportunities for you to be able to really develop your learning of those KSBs actually on the job, if you know what I mean. So who are you going to shadow? What training could you take part in relating to health and safety? There was a good question that was asked. Can you log anything that you've done before the course? No, unfortunately, you can't. Does it have to be relating to the course KSBs? Even if it's to do with health and safety, we were talking, if it's relating to health and safety, then it will be relating to the KSBs. So anything that's relating to health and safety or the environment, if you're not sure, drop me an email or book in a session and we can discuss it. But if it's to do with health and safety, you've done it in your workplace, it's the first time you've done it, then log it as your OTJ on your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so I don't know if we have anybody on the call who wants to do functional skills, but since the 11th of February last year, the government decided that anybody over the age of 18 is able to exempt themselves from maths and English by simply signing a declaration that says that you don't want to complete your maths and English alongside your apprenticeship. However, if you don't have your qualifications in maths and English and you would like to have those, you can choose to complete this course with me. So the Functional Skills Level 2 qualification is recognised by employers and universities as equivalent to a Grade C or a Level 4, so a pass GCSE. You'll benefit from one-to-ones with myself. I'll meet with you regularly to build your confidence with English and maths. So many of our learners say how much they hated studying maths and English at school, but with one-to-one sessions, they really do make a lot of progress, and it can have a huge impact on how you feel about yourself. So do have a think. So if you do choose to opt into functional skills, you'll start with a diagnostic assessment, followed by one-to-ones every month. You'll have access to online learning between your one-to-ones. I'll also give you mock papers to prepare you for your exam. When it comes to taking the exam, you can take it anytime, anywhere, so it's quite flexible. You get unlimited resits. It's just great to invest in your maths and English skills as we need them for everything that we do. And it makes you so much more employable and opens up new opportunities for you. So if you would like to find out more about enrolling on the course, then do please reach out. Okay, so additional learning needs now. So we do provide additional support if you need it while you're on programme. There are so many different things that we will provide additional learning support for, and it will be tailored on a one-to-one basis for each person who wants or needs additional learning support. So there's varying different things that we can claim for. So if you have dyslexia, autism, speech or language difficulties, or a visual impairment, all you need to do is state on your enrolment form. Now, if you haven't stated on your enrolment form, then if there's any opportunity for you to disclose that, then you can do that at any time during the call. So I'm on the ALN team. So if you do want to let me know, maybe you didn't include it on your form, but you want to declare it later in the course, that's absolutely fine. Just drop me an email and let me know. And I can then do an individual assessment with you to have a look at what challenges you might face during your apprenticeship. We also work with a separate company for anybody with more serious additional learning needs called ClearLinks. ClearLinks are a national provider of additional learning support. So if we feel that you'd benefit from extra support from them, then we'll make a referral. But of course, there's no additional cost, and basically the learner and the employer would have this absolutely free. the apprenticeship funds pay for it, and we'll ensure that we put the right plan in place for you. So what people need can sometimes vary. It could be that sometimes you just need an extra call with your tutor to go through the assignment and just have that additional time. So when you're taking your endpoint assessments, you might be entitled to extra time for your professional discussion. There are lots of adjustments that can be made to support you, so it's well worth declaring if you need it, or if you have, or if you feel that you might have additional needs. I sometimes get learners who say that they've never actually been told that they have additional needs at school. Nothing was ever declared, but you feel like you would really, benefit from extra support, and that's fine. So if you'd like to learn more about how we manage ALN as an organisation, then please do just drop me an email and I can support you with that. So you'll always see a link in my emails, and anytime you need a one-to-one with me, anytime at all, you can go through your off the job, or anytime you need an assignment support or any additional learning support, you just use that link where you can book in with me, maybe half an hour, just to basically find a time when's good for you. So I did send you all an email yesterday inviting you to book in a one-to-one session with me over the next couple of weeks so we can meet to answer any of your questions. So thank you if you've already done this. But I do recommend that everyone books in a one-to-one session with me, please, because I just need to make sure that you all know exactly what you're doing when it comes to uploading everything on Bud, uploading your OTJs. So if you could all make sure that you do book that session in with me, just 30 minutes following this call, at some point over the next 2 weeks. I'd like to have one-to-ones with everyone. It's just really important at the start of the course to make sure you know exactly what's expected going forward. And then between our sessions, between our lectures going forward, it's entirely up to you. If you want to choose to book in a one-to-one, you can do, but you don't need to. It's an option. But this time round, I really would like to see everyone, please. So it does say that we can have another break at this point, but do you feel like you want to break, or do you want to keep on going? Just raise your hand if you would like a break at this point.
Yeah, so I've got to just run onto the yard and just see what's going on there, if you don't mind.
So you do need to take a break, is that what you're saying?
I just need to run outside and see what's going on. Okay.
Oh, right, no worries. So we'll just take 10 minutes then, and I shall see you back in 10.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
All right. Hi, Jack. Hi, Beth.
Hiya.
Hi.
Thanks for coming back so promptly. Appreciate that. Hey, Toby.
Okay.
You're right, Ruby. Is it busy in the office today?
It is actually. I'm in the quiet room.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Nice one. Looks like Cash is having a very busy day. Kaz.
Yes, it is very busy here.
Is it? Is it
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah, in a crunch period at the moment, so we're on phone constantly. I think I had about 40 phone calls yesterday.
Wow. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there an opportunity for you guys to do your learning at home, do you think, where you'd be able to focus a little bit better?
For me, not at the moment, because unfortunately, one of the guys that we had doing Weybridge, he left abruptly, so I've got to take over that role, and unfortunately, I have to be on it
Right.
all the time. But
Right.
I'm looking at training one of the other lads to potentially do it while I'm doing this, or maybe if I'm
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Definitely worth investing in that. It's difficult. So we'll crack on then where we left off last time. We were talking about additional learning needs. So yeah, if you've noted on your enrolment form that you'd like additional learning support, or maybe you do have an additional learning need, then you'll get an individual assessment booked with me, and I'll complete a walk through medical history, educational history, learning styles and preferences, and academic performance. I'll look at your social and emotional wellbeing support, and then we'll draw up a plan with you of what support you require during the programme. Yeah, the support that could be provided internally by one of our team would be either from myself or we have Sarah Jensmantle, who's ALN lead. So it could be that we support or signpost to clear links, and they'll put a professional support plan in place. It could be that for now we're going to sign it off and say no further action. You're okay where you are. If you need us, we can put ad hoc supporting in place when you require it, but it'll all be documented. So if you're happy for us to share this with your employer, then we will share the support plan with them. However, this will be completely confidential if you prefer. So if you've written on your enrolment form that you prefer not to say when you're talking about your additional learning needs, then by all means, there is an opportunity for you to reach out at any time during the course if you feel like you'd need extra support, and we can sort that for you. Okay. So as an apprentice, you can take breaks in your learning for specific reasons. So the maximum time you can take for a break in learning is 1 year. That's for very, very specific reasons, that one. So particularly like medical leave, parental leave, personal circumstances taking you away from the workplace, and other exceptional circumstances. Also, if no learning takes place and you don't respond to emails for 8 weeks, at that point, we're legally required to put you on a mandatory break in learning. We simply can't draw down funds for somebody who's not attending a course, as that would be fraudulent. We also can't give breaks for a holiday or for short absences from work. So if you're off work for a week with the flu, we can't give you a break for that. If you're off for 12 weeks with a broken hip, we can give you a break for that. We're also no longer allowed to give breaks because somebody is too busy at work. So if you were to come to us with that, we would not be able to process a break for that particular reason. Okay, have I got any questions about breaks in learning at all? Some of you mentioned having a holiday coming up, which is great. But again, it's can't give breaks for that. Okay, so code of conduct. We need to make sure that we have evidenced you all being in learning every 4 weeks. So if you missed 2 months, I will implement a mandatory break in learning at that point. I must show regular learning activity, and OTJ must be uploaded before the end of the lectures. So one of our rules is cameras being on during calls. this is your verification of attendance. So I appreciate that today, Zach, your video, your camera isn't working, but going forward, all calls will be recorded as well. You will be uploaded to, or the calls, the videos will be uploaded to a YouTube channel that's completely private. So only the attendees on this particular cohort can see the video. No one else will ever get access to it. And every time we do a lecture, you'll receive a link to this. Now, when it comes to holidays that have been booked in the work diary for 6 months, there will be the odd lecture that invariably you can't attend. And that's why we keep the YouTube channel, so that you can always go back and watch them. However, if we do learn best by attending the lectures. We interact with each other and the learning content much better. So if it reaches a point where people are missing, say, 4 lectures in a row and everything's getting watched back, then I'm obviously going to call you in for a chat at that point, because watching videos back is not the best way to learn. So do please always let me know in advance if you're not attending a lecture. If you haven't told me you're not attending, then basically you'll be contacted as part of a welfare check if you haven't turned up. The learning is organised into bite-sized chunks, so it can work around you. You pick it up and put it down as it suits you. So do work with your employers to organise a schedule that suits you. The only time I'll get involved is if we're not able to put the time in the diary and somebody's falling behind because of it. Then I'll jump into support with how we can allocate that time. So some apprentices do an hour a day. They can work on their day-to-day business as usual from 9 till 4, and then the last hour of every day is doing a little chunk of their apprenticeship work, and that works really well for some employers. Some do half a day a week, some do a day a week. It varies from employer to employer, but get yourself into a routine so you know the time that's always dedicated to your learning as a priority, and make sure that you're disciplined with this. If you're struggling at any point, please do talk to me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you with your programme. I'm here for your journey. So if you're struggling with the level of the assignments, if you're struggling with your attendance, if you're struggling with time, you can book in to meet me. Basically, you can book in to meet me so that I can help you. So have you got any questions at all on the code of conduct? Is everything all right where you are there, Kaz? Is it all kicking off? You're smiling.
It's a long. I always smile. I think it's what gets me through the pain. Yeah, we had a high nickel item that they couldn't find, and so I've had to quickly replace it with something else. Sorry about that.
No, it's interesting. We're just talking about attendance and how difficult it is when there's so many distractions, which seems quite relevant at this point, doesn't it? I was just wondering if there's anything that you can do regarding like working from home, perhaps, or having a quiet room that you can work in. But it's definitely just good to get into the habit of that routine of this being your protected time dedicated to your learning. So it's maybe having that chat with your employer to make sure that you've definitely got that planned in. But yeah, so now I want to tell you about how we're regulated. So for those of you who don't know this, we're regulated by 2 parties. We're regulated by Ofsted, and they inspected us in August 2025 for our first full inspection. We received the grade of good across the board. So we don't expect another inspection while you're on programme, but at any point they could choose to come and inspect again. If it happens, then you could be selected for inspection, whether that be an interview or whether they turn up to the lesson that you're in that month. It varies depending on the activities that they carry out. We're also regulated by the EFA or EFSA, as it's known at ESFA, the Education Funding Agency. So currently they govern the funding we draw down for you. So there is a 365-page guide rule book that we must apply to whenever we draw down funding for anybody. And they make sure that we keep in line and that we're not fraudulently taking funds. And for example, saying you're all signing up to a course and then disappearing, drawing down a load of funding for a year for you all, and then sending you a certificate at the end. But you're currently coming out as green on their indicators across the board. So we're not expecting an ESFA audit either. But again, we share all of your data with the ESFA as that's the requirement. So when we fill out those enrolment forms, all of that data is shared with the ESFA. So have I got any questions relating to Ofsted or ESFA? It's little things like when we say that we have to have reviews every 10 weeks, we can't go over 12 weeks. It's things like that because we're regulated. So when we have these rules, it's not because we're making these rules up, it's because of our regulators. So that's why we have to be compliant. Okay. So thank you everyone for completing your enrolment tasks. Let's see, I think Toby, we just need your manager to sign off your enrolment documents, then you can have access to Bud. Does that sound like something maybe you could?
I'll have a chat with them.
Brilliant. I think he's been emailed and he did reply saying that he would do that. So as soon as he's actually completed that task, then we can get you signed up on Bud for you to complete your activities. So I'm again going to give you opportunity to chat with other people on these questions. So would you like to either write those down or do a screenshot? And I'll sort out rooms for you. I'll put you in different rooms this time, I think. Sign participants. Great. Okay, I'll open the rooms.
Thank God we weren't saying anything bad about it. Just that Ruby would chase me up so bad.
Right then, so you did really well with remembering all of that. Today, there's been a lot to take in, hasn't there? Hopefully, you're not feeling too overwhelmed. You now hopefully know how the course will run, and you know a little bit more about each other as well. So hopefully now you know what will happen next, more importantly. So yeah, well done, everyone. Let's just have a look at your further learning. Now, we don't actually have an assignment per se, but we do have some tasks for you. So your next steps are to complete your destination journey, complete the launch activity on Bud, and complete the wider learning on Bud. Do make sure that you book in your session with me over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, you've also got your guided learning on Bright Safe to do. So quite a lot of different tasks for you to do over the next month. So has everyone received their login details on Bud? Because I think we mentioned earlier about your manager needing to sign something, but have you actually got your login details? Is it Toby?
Yeah, I can get on there.
Oh, so has everyone got the login details for Bud now?
Yeah.
Excellent. So on Bud, if you click on your launch lecture, if you can all log in now, click on your launch lecture activity. And then in the activity details, there's a tab that says activity details. If you click on that, there are 6 hyperlinks for you to click into. The first one is getting started with Bud for learners. That's about Bud systems. This tells you everything you need to know about getting started. So you'll need to watch that and go through that. Also in this launch activity, there are some files for you to download. So the first one is the HS Technician standard. So that tells you all about the KSBs that you're going to be assessed on. So I definitely download that standard because it's basically telling you everything about the course. Below that, you've got the curriculum plan where the course is broken down. So you know what's going to be covered each month. I went through that with you. Remember, you might want to share that with your employers so that they know how to support you. The next file to download is the Learner Lecture Attendance Declaration. So this Learner Lecture Attendance Declaration is just a document really that you just need to download. So if you could download that today, and also at the end of every lecture, you'll need to download your attendance declaration just to say that you've watched the lecture. If you watched the recording, you'll need to fill this in, or if you've attended the lecture, you'll just need to fill this in. So yeah, once you've downloaded this, you need to type onto it to confirm that you've attended the lecture or that you've watched the video. This form then will need to be, it still needs to be filled in, even if you've watched the video, but then you need to submit it into the lecture activity. So you know where it says activity details, next to that it says activity submissions. So then you go into submissions and you want to submit into the lecture activity.
Sorry, Joe. I think I'm on Bud now. I've gone to say safety, health, and environmental technician. Am I in the right thing?
Yeah. So does it say something about continue learning?
Yes, I've just clicked that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you click, excellent. So then you scroll down. You should find an activity that says launch lecture.
Yes.
So that's what
I click on that. Sorry, yeah, that's where I've gone wrong.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's great. Yeah, so in that launch lecture activity, you should see it says activity details and then it says submissions next to it. So the first thing you'd always do in each activity is click on activity details and it tells you what the details are of that activity. So it basically explains to you what you've got to do during that activity. So that's where you've got those 6 hyperlinks. So the first one is getting started with Bud for learners, Bud systems. So that's what you'll need to read through. It tells you everything that you need to know about Bud. So also in that launch activity, there are other files for you to download. So you've got your HS Technician Standard. with all the KSBs. Then you've got your curriculum plan, which I shared with you earlier. The next file is to download the learner lecture attendance declaration. So when you've downloaded that learner lecture attendance declaration, you just need to type onto that your details to say, you know, what your lecture, what date it was, what the lecture was. And then you need to submit this form into the lecture activity. So this is when you need to go into, you could probably save that form, save it in your downloads when you've completed it. And then if you click onto submissions, you'll need to go into submissions and then upload that declaration form. And then that's all you need to do for that lecture activity.
I think there'll just be, oh, sorry. I think there'll just be me, Joe, that won't be able to do it as of yet. With me being on that boot camp, I can't get onto Bud yet.
Right, okay.
The same. So it might be like next week, I reckon I'll be able to sort that out.
But you'll know how to do that, won't you?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Sorry,
So you've
guys,
also
do we
go
fill
on.
out the lecture attendance for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is your launch lecture that you've just attended. So if you click on launch declaration or launch lecture declaration, or just lecture declaration, download that. You just need to fill it in, save it in your downloads, and then you'll need to upload that to your submissions. So you'll be able to download every PowerPoint as well from the Bud. So if you want to look at the PowerPoint that I've just shown and talked you through today, then that's always available in the lecture activity. You've also got the EPA plan, which tells you everything you need to know about your endpoint assessment. That's in this activity as well, so you can download that. So if there's anyone struggling, you can absolutely share your screen with me and I can help you to upload that. Or if you want to do this in your one-to-one, then that's absolutely fine as well. Has anyone got any questions about that? Or are you all managing to complete that lecture declaration? So there's another activity to complete on Bud called Destination Journey. This is what we need to be doing next. So your destination journey is your learning activity for today's lecture. So can you all see an activity saying launch your destination journey?
Sorry, Jay. Where was this? Sorry.
So what are you looking for?
What is what you just said? Sorry.
Oh, the destination journey. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you go into Bud, you should, it should say learn a plan, and then if you scroll down,
Yeah.
you should have launch lecture, launch online guided learning, wider learning healthy relationships, launch your destination journey, and launch completion OTJ log and feedback form.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, it's here.
Brilliant. So we want to go on to the launch your destination journey next. That's our next activity. Have we all found that?
Yeah, just a quick one. The declaration, we submitting that now? Or are you just showing us for the moment?
Yeah, you can submit it now and see how you get on, because that would be good for us to actually complete that task. So normally at the end of every lecture, I'll give you the opportunity to do this. So it's a fairly quick, fairly painless activity, fairly straightforward. I think the more you do it, the more easy you'll find it. If you do need any help, then just you can maybe share your screen. Is there anyone who's finished that and I can just check?
I'm trying to submit it, but it's not letting me.
So have you gone on to messages and submissions?
Yep.
And then if you go to make a submission.
Yep. Drag the.
And then you
in.
click on browse files, find the file.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just submitted mine.
Brilliant. And then because it's 5 hours, you need to type 5 into where it says add off the job hours. So you can always claim 5 hours for OTJs for lectures. And then click I confirm that this submission is the learner's own work.
That's because I need to put in a comment, I think.
You just say, please find attached. I don't know. I just normally say many thanks. It's just an annoying thing that the system requires. So did you say, Toby, that you've completed that? I know you haven't got your. Did you say, Toby, that you're actually on the system now, on board? So your mic's on mute, Toby.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find that screen again. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm on it. I've just submitted it now.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find you and it's not coming up. No learner found.
No.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Well, I've just submitted it now.
What's your last name, Toby?
Lawton True.
No, not coming up. That's very bizarre. I have to just make a note of that. Is there anyone else who's made a submission that I can check?
I've just submitted my one.
Yeah, I've submitted mine as well. I don't know if you checked it or not.
Oh, great. Let's have a look. So the process is always the same. So that once you've actually submitted something, I then need to mark it. When it's been marked, you just then need to confirm it. So it goes from being blue to being black to being green. Now, if it's ever overdue, then it goes red. So we want everything to be green. So what I'll do is I'll just So in future, when you've actually done your lecture, you'll also need to upload your Excel spreadsheet to that particular activity. So don't worry about today. It's just about using the system for the first time. But in future, when you've actually done your lecture, if you could upload your Excel spreadsheet to that, I'll confirm. Right, so if you go into yours now, Jack, it should say you need to confirm it. Did you say you've done it too, Zach?
Yeah, I've done it as well.
Brilliant.
I think I've done it. We'll find out.
The first time you do anything, it's all a bit strange, but you will get into the routine of doing this. Yeah, I found you on system, Zach. Just don't know why I've not found you, Toby. It's really bizarre. So what this does is it adds up your 5 OTJ hours from your lecture. So I've now marked that for you as well, Zach. So if you want to go in and confirm that. Now I will also show you I think what I'll do is I'll stop sharing and I'll share my screen with you instead. Let's have a look at that Excel spreadsheet. Can you see? Let's have a look. It's the wrong one. Don't want to share that. Let's share this one.
I've confirmed that for you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So can you all see the Excel spreadsheet? This is what I emailed over to you. Yeah. So this Excel spreadsheet gives you an example of what you're supposed to fill in. So if you click on the example tab, then you can see you've got your date, your start time, your end time, and the number of hours, and then the type of OTJ. So you've got loads of different types of OTJ, haven't you? So you just use the drop down arrow. So if it's a lecture, you just select that one, or wider learning, guided learning, workplace OTJ. So anything that you do in your workplace, assignment, EPA prep, or anything else, then you basically select from those. So you're probably going to be just using the top 5, 4, 5, 6, well, 5 until we get to the end. And then you write a description of what you did and then what you've learned from this activity. Now, you don't need to write War and Peace, but I would write more depending on how many hours you're claiming. So say if you're claiming like 10 hours, you'd probably put more detail. If you're only claiming 1 hour, then you'd only put a little bit of detail. Okay. So not only would you put what you've learned from this activity, but also how you will apply this in your job role. So this is why whenever we do a lecture, I always say claim the full 5 hours, even if the lecture's only lasted 4 hours, because completing this Excel spreadsheet is going to take your time. So you do want to claim for the time that you're spending doing this admin as well. Okay. So at the bottom, you've got different months. Now, the problem with having January, February, March, different months, the problem with that is the fact that you might actually want to upload everything from mod 1 together, and mod 1 might go over 2 different months. So I would be tempted to change the name. So if you right click and rename, then I would actually change this one to launch. I'd right click and rename this one and change it to mod 1. Again, change this one to mod 2. So if you could all find your Excel spreadsheet that I emailed over to you yesterday, see if you can just tailor it to make it your own. So everything that you do from this point, this month, will be in the Launch tab. Is there anyone who can't find that Excel spreadsheet, or have you all managed to get it? Now we're going up to mod 9 because we've got 9 lectures, 9 assignments. And then after that, it's the gateway. So you can type gateway in for this one. Okay. You can keep the example in if you want. It's entirely up to you. And then if you fill in the first one, it'll be in the Launch tab. So that'll be the 25th of March. Today. Your start time was 9 o'clock. It's due to end at 1 o'clock. But because of all the admin and everything that you're going to be doing, I'd probably go for 2 o'clock and claim the full 5 hours. The type of lecture, the type of OTJ is a lecture. And then the description would be to understand the programme and get to know others on the course. They're the main two objectives. What you've learned from this activity: how to use the bud system, how to upload OTJ hours, what activities need to be completed, put them in, wider learning, guided learning, lectures, OTJ or workplace OTJs, assignments, anything else that you've learned you might want to talk about, functional skills or additional learning needs, or anything else that you've found useful today, the curriculum plan, the EPA process. And how will you apply this in your job role? So this is about you, the actions that you're going to take moving forward. So I really think that you probably need to have a conversation with employer to discuss what the course entails, share curriculum plan, discuss how the course is completed, and decide on time to be allocated for learning. And then an example, you can write in here whether you're going to go for 1 day a week or whether you're going to go for the last hour of the day. Or whatever you think you need to work on. You need to discuss reviews. So these can be booked in. So remember to discuss your reviews with your employer, because they need to be booked in every 10 days. I'll do that once you've got in touch with me to let me know what the best time of the day or the best days are for you and your employer to meet me once every 10 weeks. So that's how you'd fill in your OTJ log, just as an example. And that would be for your lecture. Now remember, you're going to need to save your log each time you do something. So every time you do guided learning, you'll put that in here, the date, the time, your description, what you've learned, how you'll apply it in your job. The same with your assignments. You've got no assignments this month, so it'll just be your lecture, your guided learning. So you might want to make a note of that because you'll need to add that in, and it'll be 4 hours. You need to do your wider learning. That'll be on Bud. Again, another 4 hours. Now your assignment, I suppose, for this month will be your Bud destination journey. You're probably only going to spend about an hour on this one, but you decide, you do it and see how long it takes you. So if you go on your destination journey next, am I all right to move away from this now? Are you okay for me to move on to the next part? Or are you still on your OTJ log?
I've done it.
I'll be nearly done. Just 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm done.
Brilliant, great. Don't want to move too fast, but I appreciate that we've got this to do as well. So can you all see that where it says launch lecture? So that's how it looks at my end. So Zach's completed it. I've given him feedback, and then I think you just need to confirm that you've received the feedback. So it comes up as here, but these are the activities that have all set. So you've got your launch online guided learning to do. That's, if you click on that, activity details tells you what you've got to do. So it says log on to BrightSafe and complete the following health and safety awareness, and please upload your certificate below. So when it comes to making a submission, you'd upload your certificate from BrightSafe, but you'd also upload as well your OTJ log. So that's what we didn't do in the lecture one, which we should have done, but don't worry about it. If we go back to all activities, you've got your wider learning. So your wider learning, oh, sorry, have you got a question, Jack? Go for it.
Yeah. So when I go onto BrightSafe, it says no sites are assigned. But when I go onto Bright HR, I can't find any documents to complete or anything.
Right, so if you go on to Bright, let's just see if I can do that. I'm going to stop sharing. So it says nothing's assigned. I wonder if I need to assign those then, if they've not been assigned yet. Is there anyone else who's able to have a look on BrightSafe and see if theirs is assigned?
Yeah, mine just says no sites are assigned to use BrightSafe. Your site needs to be set up correctly in Bright HR.
Right, so what I'll do, Ruby, would you be able to just check with Amy that she's able to do that? Because I think that's something that you would do, isn't it, at your side?
Yeah, can do. That's fine.
To get everyone access to the health and safety awareness course on BrightSafe. Be amazing. This is a really good positive as well of having Ruby on the course.
Not that I'm still only 3 months here. I still don't know a lot, but
still
I can try and help.
It's a very steep learning curve. Brilliant, thank you. Right, so if we go back onto Bud. Share my screen with you again. So the other activity on Bud is your launch your destination journey. So if you all want to go onto there, you've got your activity details. It basically runs through everything for you and explains what destination journey is. So this series of modules is designed to support you in developing your career beyond your apprenticeship. As you transition from apprentice to full-time professional, it's essential to build a strong foundation for your future success. So basically, if you watch the videos, what this is about is talking about how this course is going to really develop you further. So this is your activity, your assignment really. So however long it takes you to work your way through this, you want to make sure you log and create your destination journal or your destination journey. So you do this at the beginning and at the end of the course. So where it says messages and submissions, you're going to need to make a submission here by, I think, let's just see what you need to download. I think you need to watch all of those videos. Yeah. And then it says launch destination journal. So you just basically click to download this, and then you type your destination journey onto this Microsoft Word document. Yeah. So if you watch the videos first, that'll help you to understand what exactly you need to do. And then you complete your destination journal, talking about what does it mean to you to succeed? What are your top 3 skills? What are your top 3 passions? What matters to you? How do you think do you do your best work? Write a career statement, and then once you've dated that, you want to save it. Save it in that document that you've got, that folder that you've created for all of your assignments, all your work, your she learning. And then if you go to submissions, once you've completed that, messages and submissions, what you want to do then is make a submission, browse your file, and then submit that document from your downloads into there. Okay, are we all happy with the activity?
Yeah.
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 Brilliant. So you also have 2 videos to watch on how to upload your OTJs. So I shall stop sharing and then share my screen from, oh, hold on, no, stop sharing. And share my screen, go back to that PowerPoint again. Right, we're there. So if I go to the end where we're at now. So I did send you an email yesterday with the 2 videos for how to actually watch, to find out how to log your OTJs and how to clear activities and upload assignments. These 2 videos here, if you click on these 2 links, you can watch those videos yourself. Do you want to see if that works and let me know if it doesn't?
Sorry, Joe. Where was this again? Sorry, is this on the completion of the OTJ log?
Yeah, so you should see it on the screen right now that I'm sharing with you. It says updating the OTJ log. Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah.
So you've got 2 links on there. If you click on the links.
Oh, sorry. I was looking on the Bud website. Sorry, it's actually just
Oh yeah,
on
no
this
worries.
thing. Yeah, sorry.
You found it.
Yeah.
Great
I've
stuff.
sent it to you, Kaz, anyway, just in case.
That's all right.
Oh,
Thank you.
bless you. Thanks, Matt.
But I say it works for me.
Great, thank you.
Oh, Joe, about the Bright HR, Amy's come back and said they should all be done, apart from 2. So that's a bit strange.
Which 2?
She's not said, but there is. I think it's because they use it at work as well, so she just needs to sort it out. But she hasn't said which 2. Let me just.
She's just set me up. I've just got an email through.
Oh, is she?
Oh,
Oh,
brilliant.
brill.
Yeah.
Brill.